This is the second part on our section on circles. In this section, we will be learning about finding the area of a circle. Okay, area of circles. The area, which is a capital letter A, of a circle is pi times the square of the radius. So if you're looking at our example here, we have a circle with a radius of 3. So area equals pi 3 squared. 3 squared is 9, so we write that as 9 pi. We usually write the number first when we write it like that. So it would be 9 pi. But then if you use the pi button on your calculator, it would be approximately 28.3 units squared. That's another thing to remember, is when we're finding area, remember we're multiplying, so we end up with square units. So whether that be inches squared or centimeters squared, they'll usually always be squared if you're talking about area. So the formula is written as a capital A equals pi r squared. If you look at our first example here, it says find the area of each circle, both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth. Use the button on your calculator for pi. So what we're going to do is we have a circle with a radius of 4 inches. So we have a radius equals 4 inches. Alright, to find the area then, remember area equals pi r squared. So in this case, our r is 4. So we've got pi 4 squared. 4 squared is 16, so we're just going to write that as 16 pi. Now if you use the pi button on your calculator, you would get approximately 50.3, and it was inches, and remember I said the units will always be squared, so it'd be 50.3 inches squared. Now for our second problem here, we're given a diameter of 3.3 meters. Well, if you remember, our formula for area is pi r squared, not d, not the diameter. So we've got to find out what the radius is from the diameter. So the first thing you need to do is remember that diameter is 2 times the radius. Well, we know the diameter is 3.3 equals 2r. And remember, this is just like if we were solving an equation. What you're going to do is you're going to divide by 2. So you're going to get r, or our radius, is equal to 1.65. And that'd be meters. So now, to finish up finding our area, we've got area equal to pi 1.65 squared, and 1.65 squared is going to be 2.7225 pi. Now if you finish that out with using the button for pi on your calculator and rounding to the tenths, you're going to get 8.6 meters squared. Remember, we squared our units. So now you can pause the video and try these next two on your own. Notice that C has a radius equal to 8 centimeters, but on D, the diameter equals 2.2 feet. So make sure you follow your directions and use the formula. Remember, the formula is area equals pi r squared. And also remember that D equals 2r. So pause the video and try these two on your own. In this next example, We're asked to graph a circle with center at -2, 1 that passes through the point 1, 1. Find the area and circumference both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth. Use the button on your calculator for pi. So we need to remember our formulas here. We have area equals pi r squared and circumference equals pi d. So now we need to look at our graph here. I've already got it drawn here where we've got the center right there at -2, 1, and it goes through the point 1, 1. Well, that's going to be a radius for us. So all you have to do is count how many squares that is. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 units. So we know the radius is going to be 3 units. So what does that mean the diameter is going to be? The diameter is going to be 2 times the radius. So 2 times 3 is 6. So we've got the diameter is 6. So now to find the area and the circumference, we just have to plug these numbers in. We've got area equal to pi, our radius we just determined is 3 squared. So the area equals 3 squared is 9, so you get 9 pi. And if you take 9 pi and plug it into your calculator, using the pi button, you will get 28.3 units squared. Okay, to find the circumference, remember circumference equals pi d. So circumference equals pi times my diameter. My diameter we already found was 6. Well, I prefer to write it with the number first, so we're going to write that as 6 pi. If you plug that into your calculator, again using the pi button, you will get 18.8 units. We're rounding to the tenths. Now you try this next problem on your own. We're going to graph the circle with center -2, 1 that passes through the point -2, 5. You're asked to find the area and circumference both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth. So if we put that point at -2, 5 for our center and -2, 1, we find that if we count, our radius is going to be 4 units. So using the formula, A equals pi r squared, the area equals pi r squared, and the circumference equals pi times the diameter, find out what the area and circumference is of the circle. When you are done, bring your paper up for me to check.